there. Welcome to my channel. My name is Missy and I hope you're having a great day today. I'm in the kitchen today and I'm making cookie butter brownies and I'm so excited. It's the cookie butter that I got from Dollarama for $5 and I think it's really going to pair well with the brownie mixture. So let's get to and I'll show you everything you need to make this recipe. Okay, I have all the ingredients laid out here, and I have also sprayed and put parchment paper in an 8x8 pan here, just so they don't stick. And they're really easy to get out when you line it with parchment paper. I also have sugar, butter, cocoa powder, eggs, vanilla, flour. I have some walnuts. I have some chopped milk chocolate and the cookie butter. And I also have a bit of salt here, and a spatula, and I also have a whisk, and then I have a bowl to do it all in. So my oven is set at 350, and I'm just going to kind of push all this to the side and show you how to put these together. Okay, so before we start our recipe, early this morning I took my cookie butter, and this is what it looks like, and I have two of them, but this is the one that I chose, the stroopwafel. And I think you can buy this at a grocery store, but I did get it at Dollarama for $5. So I spread it on some parchment paper just so it's easier to put in the middle of the brownie batter. Because if you try to spread that on your batter, it's just going to make a mess. And I want a nice even layer. So I just spread it out the dimensions of the 8x8 pan. And then I just put another piece of parchment paper over top of it and put it in the freezer for, you know, about an hour. Is all you really have to have it in there. Mine's been in there longer, actually. It's been in since early this morning. But yeah, it just makes for a really nice layer in your brownies. And you can do this with peanut butter as well, because they're both really hard to spread on a brownie batter. So I'm going to put this back in the freezer, and then we'll continue with the recipe. So you're going to want to melt your butter and then pour it into your bowl, your mixing bowl. And to the butter, we're going to add the cocoa. And this is a really important step. The cocoa is really nice dissolved in the butter first. It does make a better brownie. And we're just going to mix that. And you can use any cocoa that you want to use. I just bought the no-name cocoa. That's all they had at No Frills when I was there. And that's what I bought. I usually just buy what's on sale. And the butter was on for $4 or $4.99, something like that. So it was on sale too. So you just want to make sure that's nice and shiny and creamy. And yeah. And then to this, I'm just going to add my salt. That a stir, and then I'm going to add my sugar and my 3 eggs. And you're just going to stir that really well, or whisk it really well. One thing with brownies is you don't want to over whisk. You just want to make sure everything's incorporated. And you can make this recipe just with the store-bought brownies as well. I just prefer to make it from scratch. I usually have everything, so it just saves me from running out to buy a box of brownies. It looks wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla. And I'm using my vanilla from Mexico. I picked this up. It was really cheap there. And it is so, so good. And I got a couple bottles of it when I was there. And I never measure vanilla, but you want about a teaspoon, or yeah, a teaspoon of vanilla. Oh, that vanilla smells so good. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to put in is the flour. I think this is where I'm going to switch over to the spatula. I'm just going to fold that flour in. I haven't had brownies in so long. So long. And the cookie butter is going to be so good in the middle. You can put cream cheese in too. I would do the same thing. I would just flatten it out on some parchment paper and put it into the freezer. You want to make sure all of that flour is incorporated. And then I'm going to add my chocolate. Now, I've been saving chocolate that I bought from the Dollarama all year, and I just put it in a bag and I put it in the freezer. And then I take it out and chop it up like a chocolate chip, and just save so much money in the end. You don't have to put the chocolate in if you don't want to, the chocolate chips. But if I'm going to have a brownie, I'm going to have a really indulgent brownie. Make sure we got all that flour. Okay. Now I'm going to bring my pan over. And this is a very old pan. It's the only pan I use for brownies. I bought this at the bulk bar many years ago. And I'm just going to take half of my batter and put it in. I think maybe I'll get a spoon and just spray the back of the spoon to spread it. Just spraying some Pam on the back, just to be able to move that batter around a little easier. This is a really nice recipe. It's just so rich looking. Make sure you get it in all the corners and as even as you can. A little more batter on top. Just trying to make sure it's even. Okay, I'm going to get my cookie butter out of the freezer. See if I can get all this parchment paper off in one go without breaking it. I did it. Good. So there's the cookie butter. And we're just going to try to place it in here as best we can. And if it comes off at the edges, I made it too big. Oh, shoot. So if you made it a little too big, don't worry about it. I'm just going to get a little, actually I can just use this spoon. Nope. If you made the cookie butter a little too big for the edges, just cut it off and just add it on top. It'll all melt together anyways. I want to make sure the cookie butter goes to the edge, so you might have to cut little pieces off. I thought I measured it properly this morning, but I'm just a little bit off, and that's okay. Maybe a little bit over here in the corner. Okay, so now I'm going to take the rest of my cookie dough, my brownie dough, and I'm just going to put it on top. Make sure you scrape all of it out of the bowl. You don't want to waste any. I'm just going to spray the back of my spoon again and spread that out. I told everyone in the house what I was making today, and they're very excited. I'm going to make sure that parchment paper is up. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to wash my hands first. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of these walnuts that, actually I shelled them this morning because it was a lot cheaper to buy them in a shell than it was in a bag. And I find they're fresher. But I'm just going to put some walnuts. And then I'm just going to get a spoon. I'm just going to push them down just a tad bit just to make sure that they are going to stick. Okay, so I'm going to throw these in the oven now. And I'm going to do about 30 minutes and then I'll check on them, but I will let you know how long it took in my oven. All ovens are different, but usually it takes about 30 to 35 minutes. And I will be back when they're done. So the brownies are done, out of the oven, and are piping hot. And I am going to let them cool for a bit. And I might drizzle some cookie butter on top of them. But while they cool, I'm going to run to Dollarama because there's a few things that I saw online that I am looking for and I really want to show you guys. So I'm going to go see if I can find them. And when I get back, we'll cut these brownies and have a look inside and maybe a taste test. So it's only going to be a second for you guys, but it's probably going to be an hour for me by the time I'm back. So I will see you soon. All right, we're back and the brownies are all cooled down. So I just have some cookie butter melted here and I'm just going to spread some over the top or drizzle it just for a little extra color. And you can also just make these brownies plain. You don't have to add all of this stuff to it. It is a good brownie recipe. Okay, now we'll take these out. Always good to put the parchment paper on. And we'll just take a little slice now. I'll just get a little plate out here. And there's our brownie with the cookie butter in the middle. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. Just push that aside. Now I'm just going to set the camera up and we'll have a little taste test. Here's our brownie. I am so excited to try this. Oh, it looks so good. Mmm. Mmm. This is amazing. Amazing. Mmm. Mm-hmm. It's very rich and decadent, and it is an indulgence for sure. But the brownie batter itself, just on its own, if you just wanted to make the brownie is amazing. But you add that cookie butter to it and some nuts and some chocolate chips, and it just is a whole different thing. This is such a nice little dessert to have if you're having company over around the holidays. It's nice to add to your Christmas platter too. This is amazing. Mmm. It's probably one of the better brownies I've ever had. Maybe even the best. So, so good. I hope you try this recipe, and I hope your family loves it. I know my family's going to love it. This is going to be gone in a couple of days. But if you did like this video, please subscribe and hit that like button. And hit the notification bell so you know when I'm uploading again. And I hope you have a beautiful, fantastic day. Until next time, bye for now. This is so good. It's so good. Mm-hmm.